This is Dave with Kind, and today we're going to look at implementing Kind billing with an existing product. So we go to billing and we'll add our first plan. Now here we're going to choose whether or not the plan is for organizations. So that's the concepts of multi-tenancy within Kind, which is suitable really for B2B or B2B2C. In our case, these are actually just end customers that we're targeting directly. So the plan is going to be for users. It's going to be a free plan. So gives you all these with nets. This key is what you're going to be referring to in your code if you need to reference the plan directly. Okay, so we can see here we've got our basic plan details. What we'll see is actually created a group for us under the hood. So I'll just hop back to the plan screen so that you can see that. So the plan screen now, instead of the empty state, has a single plan here with 0 features in it. It's in a draft state and it's in this user plans group. You can add additional groups. So if I was doing B2B2C, for example, I could add an organization set of plans here. So say these might be my org plans. The color doesn't really mean anything. It's just easier to distinguish them in this list. And then I can add plans directly to that group instead. But I'm just going to keep it simple for now. And we'll just keep our user plans. Let's edit this. Okay, so then we have the concept of charges. So I'm going to add a charge, and this is going to, and this is the base price, and we'll give it $0 for the free plan. So we'll see this is going to be zero pounds GBP. It's not yet synced to Stripe. You can add additional charges if you have other fixed recurring costs that are going on. In this case, I'm not just keeping it simple, so I've just got the one. And then let's add some features. So we have the option of adding unmetered or metered features. So generally, unmetered features will be essentially a feature gate, I suppose. So a basic feature that has no pricing associated with it. So let's say we're going to add a feature, and this is going to be add teammates. And the key so that we can check against this in our application code. And this is an unmetered type. Okay, so now we can see we've got add teammates here as an unmetered feature. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a pro plan, which is going into this same group. And this one will be users. We'll give it a key of pro, and that's it. So this also hops over, and we can add a charge. So what we're going to do is we can use an existing charge, which allows us to then share the key. So we're going to do our base price. So you could then, if you wanted to change the line item description, but still have it based on the same underlying charge, you can do that. And we're going to say this one is £4 a month. Recurring, and then let's add some features. So we're going to do an unmetered feature, same as we did before. So we're going to we'll do insight. So this one, do this to reports and insights. And we'll call this insights. We'll save that. And then we can also let's add a metered feature. So this is one that's measured in units with often pricing per unit. So let's say we were going to add team members or maybe competition or seats. So let's call seats. Seats. It's metered. And let's say on the pro plan, you're going to have a maximum of 10. We can say that the unit measurement is a single seat. And the pricing model is going to be per unit. So this means every seat is going to be charged up to a maximum of 10. So seat. And these are going to cost, let's do £2 per seat. Okay. Then let's add, let's say we'll add another metered feature. And we'll say this one is going to give you, what can we do? Let's say that you can have, there's an AI module and it's going to give you chat feature. And we'll call this AI chat. And this one isn't going to have a maximum. It's going to be, what do we call this? Maybe it's a credit. And we say, okay, this is going to be graduated pricing for this feature. And we'll say, okay, from 0 units to 100, the unit price is going to be 25 pence. And then we can add an additional tier, and we'll say, okay, well, from 101 to 200, it's going to go down to 0.2. And then we'll add another tier, and we'll say from 201 to forever will be 0.1. We'll save this. Okay, and then when that saves, we'll see, so we've got our features being listed here. So for this one, it's metered, it's uncapped, it's unlimited, and you can see for first 100, it's 25 pence, then 20, then 10. We've got our insights one, which is unmetered, and then we have our metered one, which is 2 GBP per unit. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this. Okay. And we'll see that our prices are now synced and the plan is published. I'm also going to go ahead and let's sync this one. So once a plan is published, it does mean that it's now available for new customers to sign up to. So now we've got customers and they're able to sign up to, I'm just going to wait for this guy to sync with Stripe. That's synced. Okay. And then let's just add one more plan. So we'll call this star plan. Star. This one is also going to have to share the base price. So we'll do an existing thing and we'll say, okay, this one's going to have price. And the price, let's make it £100. Okay. And then when we add a feature, you'll see there's also the option here to use an existing feature. So we can have the add teammates, the AI chat credits, the insights that say, yep, we're going to grab insights. There's nothing to change there. So that one should just get added straight through. And let's say that it's also going to have the seats. But on this plan, there's no maximum, whereas remember we set a cap on the other one. The measurement has been remembered as being a seat. And we'll do this. The line item can be per seat. I can't remember what do seat, and let's make this £1. Okay, so now we've got our insights, we've got our seats. We can see that it's metered, but it's unlimited, and that they're £1 per unit. And we have these plans that are all good to go. This one is not yet published, so I'm going to publish that. It's going to warn me that it's going to be available for everyone. That's now published. It's just syncing with Stripe. And we are all synced. And you see that we've got all our plans here. Now, you may or may not wish for all of these things to be shown at once. So let's say Stake Social also seems probably a little bit unrealistic for a football app, but let's say that there was also an enterprise plan. And this is for, I don't know, and we'll give it a key of enterprise. So the fixed charge is going to be variable because we're going to be invoicing those people. It's probably going to have the same features, but let's just leave that for now, just for the sake of ease. So if we publish this, okay, so we've got 4 plans, but what we don't want people to be able to self-sign up to the enterprise plan. It's only these 3. This is going to involve a call with us. So we have the notion of pricing tables. So with pricing tables, this is going to determine what gets shown in the self-serve portal or what gets shown in the auth flow. So I can come here, I can add a pricing table. I can generate it based on one of my groups, or I can start from scratch, which is filling in all the data myself. So I'm just going to generate because it's easier. We'll do it on a user plans group because that's the only one that we've created. And it's created me a table. It said it's the default one for that group. Gives me when it's been added by it and gives me a key that I can use in my plans code that's been generated for me. When I go into this, you can see it's given me a basic name and description so that I can recognize it and the plans that are here. And this is the order that they would show up in the pricing table. You have a maximum of 4 that show up in the auth flow. So we don't actually want to show the enterprise plan in the auth flow. And I think we will also want to, let's highlight this plan. So this means this is going to be recommended as you come through the auth flow as the one that you would want to sign up to. We also have the option of updating the content. So the minute I only have one language, let's add a couple more languages just to prove this out. So let's say my default language is English, but I also want to be able to support French, and let's do Spanish. Save. So if I go back to my pricing tables, then my content for my pricing tables, I can set it in English, I can set it in French, I can set it in Spanish. It's grabbed these from the plan table for me. So I can say that it's choose plan, I can say it's features. I can list out the features that I want to show. So this doesn't actually map back to any real features within Kind. It's really just sort of for marketing purposes. I'll just leave these as example 1 and 2. Actually, let's do add friends. Okay, and then if there was a highlight label, we could add that. We'll say choose plan, or maybe we'll change this to be free. Or let's do start free. Okay, save that. And then, so French doesn't have anything at the moment. It will fall back to your default language if you haven't populated it. So I could go through and I could essentially populate it for those languages, however I wanted it to display in the pricing table. So the smart thing there, I suppose, is separating the plan information and the price from what actually gets displayed to your end users when they're signing up or when they're in that portal. Okay, so we've got a plan table. Let's say that we're now ready to make this live. Okay, until that point, users won't be able to access this via in the auth flow or in the self-serve portal. Okay, so we've got our user plans configured. The next thing we're going to want to sort out is the self-serve portal so that customers are able to modify their plans themselves. So we have this self-serve portal option here. For B2C, the organization alias isn't really as relevant, but if you were building out something that had the notion of workspaces or companies or accounts, then you may wish to change the term organization. But for now, for the B2C use case, we're going to be looking at this user self-management. So at the minute, by default, the user profile is on. Users can go in and update their profile information. And we're going to want to enable the billing module for them to self-serve that in the portal. Okay. And that's it. Now we're going to connect this to our product in the next video.